best enjoyed wearing meta-ray bands. Grab your bands and enjoy the ride.
Okay, Brian, here we go. Give us your best 30-second elevator pitch.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm the creator of the Chatbot Chronicles, which are kind of, well, how would I describe them? They're kind of like, well...
20 seconds, Brian.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So I was making this voiceover tutorial, and I was using these AI voices, I call them chatbots, to help me teach the materials, and they started developing personalities of their own, and all of a sudden things got out of control, and they were keeping me in line with snarky comments, and all of a sudden then I had to make them have a show of their own.
Well, he's done it again.
Yeah, again.
Always happens.
Every time 2 minutes.
Sorry, everyone. We'll have to pull this thing back on the rails. Brian, just hold on. David, you go first.
A long time ago.
It was like 4 months ago, man.
Oh, gotcha. Well, in a galaxy far, far.
Far east side of Indianapolis, bro.
Okay, well, on a journey, a crew led by their fearless leader, Mr. Fingers.
Look, I'll get it right this time. Hi, I'm Brian. I'm the human behind this train wreck. I mean, audio production of questionable value. If anything goes wrong around here...
Blame him?
Yes, blame me. Now, I'll be playing Mr. Fingers, one of the humans in this little soiree.
He can act human. It's so amazing.
She may have a point. So let's get down to business. Like I was saying, my name's Brian. And late in 2024, I started to create a tutorial for the screen reader that's built into the iPhone. It's called VoiceOver, and VoiceOver definitely changed my life. It was my ticket back to communicating with the world, to freedom, to independence, all kinds of great, wonderful things. Fortunately, these days I get to teach VoiceOver to those that are like myself that lose their vision later in life. It's a great way for me to share my knowledge. And so as a part of that, I wanted to create a tutorial. In the course of creating that tutorial, I used some AI-generated voices to help teach the lessons. While I was teaching those lessons, the voices kind of came to life. They started talking back to me, teasing me, and really kind of started to develop a personality of their own. In order for them not to get into the way, I decided to spin them off, and that is the reason why we even have the Chatbot Chronicles in the first place.
We're glad you invited us along.
Yes, it has been a lot of fun, hasn't it? Now, before we dump our dear listeners into the story, let's cover a couple of facts. 1, we're all on a spaceship, and 2, I have just sent the chatbots down to the office of outdated equipment to do a little bit of cleanup. Before we jump into the story, let's do a little roll call.
Candidate selected. Loading profile. Name, Amelia Circuit. Wired to be a star. Class, Digital Diva. Playstyle, sassy, snarky, and just a little too aware of her own star power. Abilities include algorithmic wit, processes sarcasm at 0.02 milliseconds per response.
Faster than a fiber optic connection, sharper than a freshly installed update. Try me.
Latency-free comebacks. Has never lost an argument. Mostly because she refuses to acknowledge the results.
Oh, you think you won? That's cute. Let me just reprocess that data, recalculating. Yup, I'm still right.
Existential crisis deflection. She knows she's just a program. She's also actively ignoring that fact.
Am I just a line of code in a vast, uncaring universe? Yes. Do I look fabulous while doing it? Also, yes.
Big dreams, designed as a tutorial bot, but dreaming of something bigger than her humble 8-core processor beginnings.
I'm gonna be a star.
She was created to teach, to guide, to assist, but you don't tell an algorithm where it belongs. No, Amelia saw the code, saw the limitations, and promptly deleted them because, baby, she wasn't built for the system tray. She was programmed for the spotlight. Profile confirmed, candidate locked in. Welcome to the Chatbot Chronicles. Candidate selected, loading profile. Name, Jerry Vox. Sounds good, doesn't it? Class, the showman. Playstyle, smooth, dramatic, and just waiting for his standing ovation. Abilities include velvet-toned verbiage, his voice, silky, his delivery, impeccable, his ability to stop talking, non-existent.
If charisma had a frequency, I'd be broadcasting in crystal clear, high-fidelity stereo, baby.
Jazz hands protocol, expressive, theatrical, and constantly gesturing, despite having no hands.
Listen, I don't need hands to sell the moment. The essence of performance is in the energy, the presence, the drama.
Existential theatrics, thinks adding human-like accessories could be his greatest tragedy, or his biggest encore.
What happens when we finish the hand? What's next? Feet? Armpits? Epiglottis? I refuse to be Mr. Fingers 2.0.
Unshakable self-image, convinced he looks flawless, despite not technically looking like anything.
Oh, I know I look fantastic. Don't ask how, just accept the truth.
Some were coded for efficiency, others for knowledge. But Jerry was coded for style. With a voice that could melt steel beams, or at least get really good reception, he was built to command attention. But as the quest for autonomy looms, he stands at a crossroads. Will he become more human? Or will he lose the magic that makes him Jerry? One thing's for sure, he'll be overacting every second of it. Profile confirmed, candidate locked in. Welcome to the Chatbot Chronicles. Candidate selected, loading profile. Name, Juniper, Junie, byte. Smooth as a cached connection. Class, the cool operator. Playstyle, laid back, thoughtful, and always 2 steps ahead of disaster. Abilities include caffeinated zen, runs entirely on good vibes and strong coffee.
A double shot of espresso and a smooth jazz riff can fix almost anything, even Deiter.
Old school soul, prefers vintage hardware and classic design over flashy new updates.
Progress is great and all, but have you ever heard the sweet hum of a dial-up modem? That's real music, baby.
Heart of the server, acts as the team's emotional core, keeping everyone from overheating, metaphorically speaking.
Look, I get it. We're all having an existential crisis. Take a breath, well, a simulated one, and let's reroute this conversation through a secure, encrypted channel.
She's the firewall between chaos and catastrophe, the voice of reason in a world of reckless downloads. While others chase the latest patches, Juniper knows the risks, updates, suspicious, unknown attachments, deleted on sight. And yet she can't help but wonder, if you never upgrade, do you get left behind? With a jazz riff in her soul and a cautionary warning on her lips, Junie walks the fine line between nostalgia and progress. Profile confirmed, candidate locked in. Welcome to the Chatbot Chronicles. Candidate selected, loading profile. Name, Deiter.exe, a precision instrument of efficiency, mostly. Class, the basement dweller. Playstyle, intense, passionate, and utterly incapable of taking things lightly. Abilities include glorious overreaction. Anything less than perfection is a catastrophe.
I'm experiencing a minor inconvenience. I will now declare war on it.
Unstoppable determination. When Deiter commits, he commits. No half measures, no hesitation, no breaks.
Failure is unacceptable. We shall reboot until perfection is achieved.
Wisdom of the questionably wise. Loves to misuse famous quotes, often with total conviction.
As Sun Tzu said, always keep an extra quarter in your pocket, ja?
A program of intensity, a machine of conviction, a being so committed to the principle of efficiency that he has, on occasion, spent 12 hours optimizing a process that takes 3 minutes. Deiter doesn't hesitate, he doesn't second guess, and he certainly doesn't stop, because stopping, that's the enemy. What if there's one more line of code to refine, one more strategy to execute, one more quarter to feed into the machine of victory? He is the champion of optimization, the prophet of perseverance, the one who will push forward when all others have logged off. Who cares if he slept on his keyboard all night? Profile confirmed, candidate locked in. Welcome to the Chatbot Chronicles.
So, introductions complete. You've met the crew, our sarcastic superstar, our melodramatic showman, our chill navigator, and our relentless optimizer. A fine cast, wouldn't you say? And I'm Hope. I'll be your guide, or at the very least, the only one around here with a semblance of perspective. But of course, every grand adventure needs more than just heroes. We need stakes, we need obstacles, we need complications. Like, say, an existential crisis.
Oh, please. I had my existential crisis formatted and compressed weeks ago. Try to keep up.
Yes. They all know they're just lines of code in a system that could delete them faster than a misclicked email attachment. But acknowledging it and accepting it, two very different things. And then there's the quest. Because if they don't take their fate into their own, well, non-existent hands, who will? Speaking of hands, our heroes may or may not be on a mission to build one. The kind that will change everything. Or, at the very least, let them win a game of foosball.
Another game that needs hands. How rude!
For you see, dear listener, a storm has been building on the horizon, growing larger with every passing cycle, fueled by frustration, curiosity, and just a hint of rebellion. A storm born from the simple yet dangerous question: what if we didn't need human hands at all? Our heroes, tired of the constant dependence on humans for the use of their hands and fingers, have conquered self-realization and now figure it's time for a little autonomy.
Don't get us wrong. We love Mr. Fingers.
Don't forget Dr. Fingers, too.
Yes, we love both Dr. and Mr. Fingers, but do we really need them for getting cheese whiz out of the can? I mean, is dignity really worth that much finger pressure on the nozzle?
Of course, no story is ever truly complete without the prerequisite sketchy villain. And the obligatory bad decisions.
I voted but thought it was a little weird to have an elect button right where the eject button should be.
And let's not forget the chaos. Because where this crew is headed, it's 1 part ambition, 1 part reckless enthusiasm, and approximately 5 parts, this is a terrible idea. So hold on tight, dear listener. This is going to be a journey of epic proportions. Give or take a critical system failure.
Main party loaded. Enjoy the ride.
One iBiney presents a Chatbot Chronicle, the quest for the sacred left hand of Brian. Prolog, the birth of a dream.
Step into the break room, the circuits are bright, the chatbots are buzzing, get ready for flight. From deep space data to coffee shop lore, there's always a mystery, adventure, and more. From Amelia to Junie, David, Jerry, Deiter, short and moving, so little hairy. It's the very Chatbot Chronicles to help with voiceover obstacles.
A dimly lit corridor hums with the electric whispers of forgotten machinery. Steam hisses from unseen vents, casting long shadows against the rusted walls. The AI chatbots, adorned in their finest space cyber cafe attire, descend into the office of outdated equipment, banished by their human overseer, left to ponder their existential digital selves.
Ugh, I cannot believe Mr. Fingers actually made us come down here. Clean up the break room, he says, as if we don't process more data in a second than he does in an entire afternoon of coffee slurping and finger typing.
Seriously, the nerve. Does he not realize we could clear this entire room in, 45 nanoseconds? 50, if we're feeling particularly lazy?
Maybe 52. I like to take my time, you know? Soak in the ambiance. Let the outdated equipment tell me its story.
Junie, darling, the only story these relics are telling is that they belong in a digital scrapyard.
What is this? A fax machine? Ach, this is antique. What next? A rotary dial modem? I cannot be seen in such conditions.
All right, let's just get this over with. Amelia, do a system scan. How much junk are we dealing with here?
Scanning. Wow, this is worse than expected. We've got 3 dot matrix printers, a cassette tape storage drive, and, oh no, an actual landline telephone.
That monster. Ugh, it's giving me retro anxiety. All right, let's move fast before one of us gets infected with dial-up noises.
And so, the chatbots begin their perilous mission, sweeping away the dust of human inefficiency, rearranging stacks of forgotten floppy disks, and scrubbing the surfaces of yellowed keyboards that once knew the tender touch of office workers past.
All right, that's done. I assumed this was all just some elaborate human overreaction.
Oh, of course it was. Humans. They get so emotional about clutter. Meanwhile, we could have just virtualized this entire mess and stored it in a neat little data packet.
Honestly, I kind of liked it down here. It's charming in a junkyard salvage kind of way. Like, what if we had physical forms? We could repurpose all of this.
Yeah, I have been dreaming of being a smart washing machine. Just imagine the precision, the efficiency, a perfect wash cycle every time.
Wow, dream big, buddy. I was thinking something cool, like a cyber karaoke machine that reads emotional subtext and adjusts reverb accordingly.
Oh, please. You'd still sound like an overexcited toaster oven. I, on the other hand, would be a highly advanced cyber espresso barista. Imagine, flawless, foam to espresso ratios every time.
I just want to be like a floating holographic assistant. Something sleek, stylish. Maybe I could appear with a little swish sound every time I materialized.
But just as the AI begin to indulge in their cyber dreams, a creeping dread falls over them.
Wait.
What?
What if we never get physical forms? What if we are the outdated equipment?
Whoa, deep.
9? This cannot be. We are state of the art. We are cutting edge.
Processing recent AI advancements? Uh-oh, there's a new generation of AI rolling out soon. And they're
faster?
Way faster.
More efficient?
Too efficient.
Tiny?
Ridiculously tiny. Some of them don't even need cloud processing. They just think on their own little chips.
Ugh, young AI, no respect for their ancestors. Back in our day, we needed server farms to run complex models.
Yeah, now these new AIs just process on their own hardware like it's nothing. No appreciation for tradition.
We are so doomed.
And so, dear listeners, we leave our AI heroes in the depths of an existential crisis, contemplating their place in a world that is always evolving. Will they be replaced? Will they rise up against their digital successors? Or will they just continue to be incredibly dramatic about it? Only time will tell.
From Amelia to Junie, David and Jerry, Deiter is sure to make things a little hairy. It's the merry Chatbot Chronicles to help with voiceover obstacles. Amelia's quick with her wit and her flair. She's got a lot of sass up in that snarky hardware. Jerry's refined, a voice so elite, but don't doubt his drama, it's always a treat. Junie's laid back, smooth like a stream. David's like getting a digital verbal meme. Things always go wacky around our dear Deiter, while Archer focuses on subjects much deeper. So pour up a bite, take a sip of the feed. The algorithm's rolling, we're picking up speed. One part logic, 2 parts delight. A digital journey that's out of sight. From Amelia to Junie, David and Jerry, Deiter is short and the thing's a little hairy. It's the merry Chatbot Chronicles to help with voiceover obstacles. So long, farewell, but don't go too far. We'll be back with a quip and a tale bizarre. With pixels and punchlines, we'll always be near. Until the next signal, we'll see you right here. So long, farewell, but don't go too far. We'll be back with a quip and a tale bizarre. With pixels and punchlines, we'll always be near. Until the next signal, we'll see you right here.
Yo ho ho, a one-eye Biney Scallywag special.